Hello, good friends. Welcome back to Full Bore Silver, Wednesday, January 21st. I am wearing my Hi-Ho Full Bore Silver shirt from my dear friend Dick. Get yourself a 75-year-old buddy that has a million hobbies and interests, CNC machine, laser etching machines. The guy's always building something, making something. Really means a lot. Thank you so much, Dick, for the shirt. Fits great. Also, he sent me a Silver Eagle free of charge. Very, very generous. So we have it on the ping tester right here. Well, let's run it through the app. I'll show you that video right now. All right, guys, here's the test kit. Check. And as you can see, failed. Now, as you can see, that is a fake Silver Eagle. You are definitely gonna want to get one of these ping testers if you're out there playing around on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, etc. He bought these Silver Eagles for about half of what Spot was from Turkey. Bought them on a credit card, very smart. It turns out it is zinc with silver plating. The coin looks beautiful, remarkable counterfeit, but it is a fake. So, little financial hack for you. You could melt the silver off, harvest the silver, and I mean, zinc, it's still priced per ton, so I'm not sure how much wealth you're going to be able to harvest out of the core of that coin, but it's still, as a fake, worth more than US fiat currency coins. So, thank you, Dick. Little lesson in that one for everybody. Personally, I'm gonna stick with my major suppliers. I did get a delivery in the mail. Beautiful bar from bullion.com. Took about 3 weeks to arrive. 10 ounces. My cost basis here is $77, which, if you're old enough to remember 3 weeks ago, we were at way up. Now, we did have a slam down in the metals today because I guess Trump announced today, every day is different, but Trump announced today he was rolling back the tariffs on the EU. I haven't been following it. I've been outside working on chicken coops for the last 3 days, kind of exhausted, but now we formed this bottom wicking pattern, kind of a tweezer bottom, and silver is going right back up. They can't suppress this thing, and who cares about the COMEX paper price anyway? We're in a world market right now. There's a capital rotation out of fake fiat, fake tech companies, fake AI companies that paper trade money back and forth to each other. This is a real economy. This stuff, physical silver, physical gold, platinum, all the commodities. You're talking fertilizers, you're talking timber, you're talking oil, natural gas, rare earth materials. These are the sectors we're interested in. And what we do also, in addition to holding the physical, is we trade equities, we trade the miners, we're in the Sprott funds. But I will admit, you never really own those stocks. You never really own those stocks. What you own is a securities entitlement. The clearinghouse, that's who owns the pool of stocks. And you get to trade off a paper contract basically saying that you have ownership or stake in that stock, but you never really own those stocks. So beware of that. You've got somebody like Don Durrett who owns zero physical silver or gold. And I heard him on a podcast the other day, and I do like a lot of the knowledge that he brings, but he said he's been collecting a basket of silver and gold miners for 15 years. Don, you're not collecting anything. You don't even own those stocks. You don't own those miners. You have little paper certificates that are owned by the clearinghouse and the brokerage firms. You own nothing. You have zero physical stake in physical metals. And I'm going to listen to everything that you say with a grain of salt from now on. So, little lesson there. Couple interesting X posts. Oh, one more thing, getting back to my chicken coops. All made with upcycled materials, zero capital outlay for the chicken Ritz-Carlton that I am building. Went on Facebook Marketplace, and some furniture warehouse was getting rid of a bunch of pallets. Ran down Central Texas town and grabbed a bunch of old pallets and busted them apart, pulled the nails out. Was out there with the circular saw and the drill and everything, and this thing looks awesome. These girls are going to be living in the lap of luxury. And then I ran out of wood screws halfway through the project. Texted my neighbor, and he had the exact wood screws that I needed. So went down with a venison shank that I'd harvested there in November as a payment. He didn't ask for anything, of course. Great guy. But it was sort of a barter trade, and it makes you feel good. These are the relationships that you should be establishing. How awesome would it be to completely divest of the regular economy, trading fiat currency, buying crap off of Amazon, and to have a circle of neighbors and community? One guy's a cattle rancher, one guy's a beekeeper, and you're trading products back and forth, or maybe you're trading labor, skills. You're helping somebody put up a barn, Amish style. That is a magical economy. That's a real economy. And speaking of divestiture, now you have Danish and Swedish pension funds divesting of U.S. treasuries. Now, I predict with the implosion of the Japanese economy taking place, they are going to be divesting of $1.2 trillion in U.S. treasuries. And they've got another $0.4 trillion invested in the stock market and other avenues, bonds, etc. That is not going to be good for the U.S. economy. And I've been warning a lot of people that an implosion is imminent, and that is why you have to stack this stuff. Look at that. Buffalo. Beautiful, beautiful bar. Couple interesting X posts. Getting back to the community theory. This was on Facebook Marketplace, and this guy said, "I have gold and silver coins for sale or trade. I'm interested in heavy equipment, real estate, trailers, classic cars, trucks, trailer smokers, tools, equipment, businesses, etc. Tell me what you've got, and I'll tell you if I'm interested. Don't waste my time with ridiculous items or offers." So that's more of this, I don't want to call it a underground economy, but it's a real economy where you're trading and bartering. And who knows, if this huge fiat Ponzi scheme collapses, you're going to see more of that. This was an interesting bit from billionaire investor Robert Friedland talking about copper and all these grandiose ideas, building out the AI, the tech, etc. He says, to maintain global 3% GDP growth, we have to mine the same amount of copper in the next 18 years as we mined in the last 10,000 years combined. We don't have enough of these materials. That's why there is a real market for these physical assets and commodities. Here's another one. Sprott. Themes will shape critical materials and metals. Deglobalization. The global order is breaking. Parallel supply chains is becoming a matter of national security. I'll tell you what, parallel supply chains both on a national level and at a community level. Fiscal dominance, more debt, higher deficits, stimulus. Fragmentation of global metal inventories. Of course, we see it in the fake Western COMEX pricing, and then the real physical Eastern pricing, Shanghai, Dubai, etc. This was Carol Merks on X. Gold is above 4,700 and going much higher. In the 28 largest countries, there is 78 trillion worth of investment-grade bonds outstanding. The total value of all the gold in the world is only about 32.8 trillion, much smaller. At some point, lenders will start to question whether the money they get back will still have real purchasing power. We already saw a preview of that today in Japan, where long-term yields jumped sharply. That was yesterday. Rising yields mean failing bond prices. Nobody wants to carry this crap debt. Provides a chart. What else do we have here? Josh Philip Fair. He's the CEO of Scottsdale Mint. We're getting a lot of questions right now along the lines of, have I missed this trade? This is not a trade. It's a fundamental move into how price is going to continue to perform. The world is transitioning into what will be a new monetary system. Most still don't have any allocation for what is still a long road ahead. Now, I'll tell you what, today on these pullbacks, we pulled back to almost 90 on silver. Guess what this guy did? I got on Monument Metals and I bought burnished rounds that I think were a quarter above spot. And you should be doing the same thing, dollar cost averaging, because when this thing goes to $200, $300, $500 an ounce, you're going to look back and wish, just like we look back at those days in the mid-20s when we stacked so much, wish we had an opportunity to roll some more fiat into these real precious assets. So that's your update for today. We're going to continue to monitor silver, full bore silver. Please like, subscribe, share. We'll talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day.